Kubernetes and CKAD tips number 30. Here we're gonna load the secrets, the Kubernetes secrets as environment variable. And there are a couple of ways by which we can do that. So let's see how we can load them inside a container as an environment variable. So we'll use the secret called secret2, which basically is already created in the same cluster called secret2, and it has got two values like password and username, right? And we will load them as an environment variable inside our newly created pod. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a pod nginx from the image nginx. Nothing fancy about it. And inside the container, what I can do, I can add a new line. And in this new line, I can say that I want to load the environment variable. And when I say environment variable, because I could have more than one environment variable, so I can have name of the environment variable. Maybe I can say user underscore name, all in caps, and they come from that is value from. And then if I say value from, and then the value from comes from a secret, so we have to say secret key reference, and then what is the name of the secret key? That's the secret I want to bring in, right? So I will say name of the secret is sec2, okay, and the key of the secret is user name. Okay, just wanted you to review that. So this is the key of the secret, right? That is username, and we have another key called password. So just imagine that you load only one, that is the username, not the password. That's also fine. If you want to load both, you can add one more environment as password, and then value from, and then repeat the same line, and it will work exactly as is. So if I just go ahead and run this, k create -f secret pod, and then run, and then say k get pod, I will see the pod created, and if I exec inside that pod, that is nginx -it shell command, and you will see that environment variable will be listed here called user underscore name, and you can see that decoded value is showing up here, even if we have the secret which is encoded, right, base 64 encoded, but this is now plain text reuse. So it is loaded as a plain text within the pod as an environment variable, and I can now use it from my application. If let's say it's a SQL connection string or database backend database connection string, I can load them in my application by reading the environment variable. So it is one way of doing it. Now if we go ahead and let's say try to load all the environment variable which kind of is available here. So let me first do one thing. Let me change the name to a different container, and instead of this environment one, and then explicitly mentioning all the key and etc., what I can do, I can say that let me delete all this. Okay, and then in this, what I need to load is that whatever the number of keys I have inside my secret, all of them will be loaded as environment variable. And that's how you can do by easily enabling, let's say I want to end from. If you do use this end from, and then in the end from, you can get the environment variable from many different places. So it is basically a list. So you can get it from one secret, two secret, three secret, many different secrets, right? So it's not always mandatory that you should load only one secret, right, and have all the keys in that. You can have more than one secret. That's why it is a list. So I say secret ref, okay, that's a ref of the secret, and the name of the secret is needed here. So I'll say secret name ref is name, and the name is ACC1 2. It has two values, so it will basically load them as environment variable within the pod. Okay, If everything is fine, what I can do, I can just run this and execute this pod creation process. The pod 2 created, and I say exec, that's executing inside that nginx2 pod now. And I say it, and I go ahead and shell command. If I do the environment, you will find the password as very secret one, username as region. So if you have like that so many values in each of the lines, it will be all loaded here as an environment. You don't have to explicitly pick and choose one at a time, right? You can load them all in. So that's also very convenient in terms of loading the secret as environment variable from a secret object, no matter how that secret object contains more than one values or not, as environment variable set. Okay, so this is another way of loading as an environment variable. So with this, I want to end this demo of how to get the secret as an environment variable and then load them inside the container within a pod. And there are two different ways. One is that one by one you can explicitly create environment variable, or you can load them all in, right? So just in case you have your explicit environment variable name, you need to load them one by one. If you do not have the file containing the exact same environment variable name, you can do that pick and choose kind of thing. Otherwise, if you follow the same environment name as your key and the value is value, then you can just load them as is. So you don't need to change anything. And they come as a clear text within a container. So that's also one thing you need to remember. So with this, I want to stop here and thanks for watching.